Okay, so today what we're going to think about is the importance of how you move the golf club away from the golf ball with pretty much any shot. I mean, let's talk about long shots to start with, sort of long irons, woods, etc. So once you've got yourself into your address position and you've got yourself into a really nice posture at address and everything's tickety-boo, the ball position's good, your grip's good, everything's fine, how are we going to move that club away from the golf ball? Now, for me, the key is to get your body working properly, because you can make that much more simplistic than moving it away with your hands. With my hands, I could take the club outside here, I can pull it inside there, I can pick it up, I can close the club face, open the club face. There's a whole host of things I could potentially do, which is going to add to your inconsistency. What I like to see is the body driving the whole process to move the club away from the ball. So a good exercise, and you could do this in front of a mirror, and your mirror is probably one of your best friends as far as working on your movement is concerned. It's a great training tool. So you can see what you're doing is that once you get into address here, even without a golf club in your hands, that is an incredibly simplistic little movement. So all I'm doing is taking my right shoulder, I'm moving it 3 or 4 inches behind me, which starts the club moving away from the ball. Haven't really done anything else. Hips are moved in conjunction with that a little bit as well, so they're not absolutely static. Left knee's given a wee bit again, because it wants to, not because I want to keep it there and stuck. So I'm just going to move my body, and as I move my body, guess what? My club moves. Okay, so I'm making a very small movement here to create a bigger movement here, as opposed to what I see a lot of is moving the hands separately and not working together with the body. And that is a big no-no as far as I'm concerned. We need to get everything moving together. Now, a great drill for this is to set the club or move the club a foot this way and then rebound from that. And what that tends to do, it tends to get everything moving together as a unit rather than starting from a stationary position and then taking your hands away and snatching it with your hands, okay? So a little bounce forward and then a rebound. You can even hit balls like that if you want to, not all the time maybe, but as a drill. So what can actually go wrong with your body? The only things really that you've got to be wary of when you make this little simple movement is that you don't move in either direction, this way or this way, because you now put your body completely out of line, okay, which is going to be difficult to recover from, and you don't want to stand up out of posture. So once you're in your posture here at address, rotate, remain in posture, and try and remain relatively central. If you move a couple of inches, no big deal, but what you don't want to do is get your body outside of your legs, or conversely this way. Okay, so Martin will go demonstrate this for you. Okay, so from here, there you go, perfect. Just do the takeaway, Martin, please, for me, if you would. Just the movement, first movement away. Fantastic. Okay, so basically he's retained effectively this triangle here. His hands are still in front of his rib cage here. Okay, and that is how he has moved the club away from the golf ball. Okay, really, really good. And if you can get that, the club face is still square. He hasn't opened it, he hasn't closed it, he hasn't picked it up, he hasn't done anything. He just made a really simplistic movement, not wooden, just nice and relaxed, but driven by the rotation of the body and not driven by the hands. Just show me one small piece, Martin, just here. There you go, perfect. Really good. And that is how you move the club, ideally, away from the golf ball. Okay? Fantastic, good job.